All right, this is the angle sum video, angle sum notes video part 2. We're starting with example 4 on the front side of the notes here. So the question here states the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon is 150 degrees. Classify the polygon by the number of sides. So the big thing to catch here is that this is a regular polygon, so that means that every single angle is equal. And so we're going to use the regular polygon equation that we have. And we're going to set that equal to 150 degrees since we know that that is the value of each angle. So n minus 2 times 180 all over n is 150 degrees. So solving this equation, it is a little bit more complicated than some of the equations we solved in the Overland Trail unit because we have a variable in the denominator, but this is the process. We want to get rid of the n in the denominator first, and so the opposite of divide by n is multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides of the equation times n. So over here on the left side, the n's then cancel out like you wanted to get rid of it. You're left with your numerator staying the same, n minus 2, times 180 equals 150 n. When we solved the equation for number 2, we have we divided by 180 on the first step. However, we could have, because 180 went into 6,480, we divided there. We could have distributed though and solved, and that's what we're going to do here on example 4. We're going to distribute the 180 times both terms in the parentheses because of the n that's now attached to the 150. So when we distribute, we get 180n minus 360 equals 150n. Now we're set. You are capable of solving this equation. We have n's on both sides, and so we need to move them together. We're going to subtract 180n over to the opposite side of the equation. So now that's gone. We bring down our negative 360 equals negative 30n. And last step, the negative 30 is attached to the n by multiplication. The opposite is division. We're going to divide both sides by negative 30. And when we do that, negative 360 divided by negative 30 is 12. And so we have a 12-sided shape, a dodecagon, or a 12gon to classify by the number of sides. All right, so let's look at how we can, other ways that we can use our two equations for the interior angles of polygons. So on example 5, it states that we need to find the value of x. What we're going to notice here is that we have a 4-sided shape. Using our n minus 2 times 180 rule for the interior value of the angles on a quadrilateral, we can plug in 4 for the value of n. So 4 minus 2 times 180 will remind us here that a quadrilateral is all 4-sided polygons, quadrilaterals, have an interior angle sum of 360 degrees. So you can take all of these angles off of 360. And that would be a pretty simple task because there's only just a 1x sitting here. But if you look at example number 6, we have several different terms here in the problem. So I'd like to show you that you can set up an equation to solve this. So we would want to add up all of the angles that are present. X plus 72 plus 108 plus 87 all needs to equal 360 degrees. So if I was going to solve this equation, I would add together my like terms, 72, 108, and 87. And when I do that, I'm left with x plus 267 equals 360 degrees. One step left, we're going to subtract 267 from both sides, and I've left that with the fact that x must equal 93 degrees to have this be a quadrilateral. What I'd like you to do is pause the video and set up the equation for number 6. So I want you to use your n minus 2 rule, noticing that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles here. Find the value of the whole polygon. Set up your equation. If you're confident, go ahead and solve. So again, hit pause and go ahead and hit play when you're ready to have this worked through. All right, let's go ahead and see how we did on example number 6. So using our rule, we see that again there are 5 angles here, so 5 minus 2 times 180 shows us that there are 540 degrees, 3 times 180, 540 degrees in the whole entire pentagon. And so combining like terms, we have 5x and 9x, which make 14x. 139 plus 71 plus 92 is 302. And we are going to set that equal to 540. And that's the equation that we can use to solve example 6. Let's subtract 302 from both sides. Left with 14x equals 238. And then we can divide both sides by 14, leaving us with the value of x being 17. On example number 7, I'd like you to notice here the directions are changed a little bit. We're going to find the value of x, and then we're going to find the value of each angle. So same process here. We're going to first notice that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So this is a quadrilateral. We know that the sum of the quadrilateral is 360 degrees, because we just figured that out on question number 5. So we're going to go ahead and combine like terms here, going all the way around the quadrilateral. So I notice that I have 1x, 2x, and 2x. So 1, 2, and 2 make 5 x's in all. And we have 20, 85, and positive 5. Let's double check that that's a positive 5. It is. And so those 3 numbers total 110. And again, 4-sided shape, so we know that needs to equal 360 degrees. We'll subtract 110 from both sides, leaving us with 5x equals 250. Last step, divide both sides by 5, and x equals then 50. So we know that value of x is 50, and now if we wanted to find the value of each angle, we're going to go back and substitute in the value at each angle if needed. So angle A is x plus 20. So we know that that whole angle is now 70. Angle B is just 85. That is the value that's there. And then for angle C, it's 2 times 50 plus 5. So we're going to be at 105. And the value at D is 2x. So 50 times 2 is 100. And you can double check that all of those numbers then add up to 360 and see if you completed the problem correctly. All right, so same setup for number 8 here. I'd like you to find the value of x and then find the value of each angle. I did not provide answer blanks there, but you must find the value of x before you find the value of each angle, and we'll just label it next to the diagram. So again, go ahead and hit pause. Go ahead and start number 8. Do as much as you can. If you get stuck, then go ahead and hit play. One thing I noticed here, the 140 is really close here to this 3x. 140 is at angle E, and the 3x is the value for angle D. When you're done with number 8, go ahead and hit play. Okay, so you have attempted question number 8 right now. So let's go ahead and look and see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides again. So step 1 on every problem like this is to always make sure you know what the whole shape adds up to. And we know that pentagons have 540 degrees. So we want to go ahead again and combine like terms and set up an equation. So 3x, 3x, and 2x. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 2, we have 8x. And then adding up all of our constants, so we have 140 plus 75 plus the 5 here. That leaves us with 220. And again, pentagon equals 540 degrees. Subtract 220 degrees from both sides. X equals 320. Divide both sides by 8. And the value of x is 40. So I'm going to go ahead and label then the angles here. And so 2 times 40 gives us 80 degrees at A. The value of angle B is just the 75 that was listed there. 3 times 40 plus 5 is 125 degrees at angle C. And angle D then is 120 degrees. And the measure of angle E is also then no work needed. It was just the value of 140 degrees. And again, those angles there are sum up to 540, so we know that we have completed the problem correctly. All right, last time I would again like you to pause, please, and figure out the total sum for this polygon here on number 9, and then find the value of x. Hit play when you are done. Okay, let's see how you did on problem number 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-sided shape, so I don't have that memorized. Let's use our formula. N minus 2 times 180. So 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 times 180 is 900. So a 7-sided shape is a heptagon, 900 degrees. Let's work our way around the shape here, combining like terms. So we have 2x, 2x, 2, 2, and 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 10x. Now, we're going to be careful here on this constant. So we have 10 and a negative 5, and so that leaves us with 5 plus 30 plus 35 plus 40. So we need to add up all those constants, and that puts us at 310 equals 900. So subtract 310 from both sides. So we have 10x equals 590. Divide both sides by 10. The value of x is 59. And so if we were to work our way around this shape, we know that 2x, so the value of a is going to be 2 times 59, which is 118 degrees. Also the same thing over here at angle C with 118 degrees. My degree symbol is pretty large there compared to the 8. Let me just update that a little bit. And if we're at angle B, then it would be 2x plus 10, so that would be 128 degrees. 5 degrees minus 118 is going to be 113. 118 plus 30 puts us at 148. We know that then the 135 is the value of f, and the 140 is just simply the value of g. All right, and then the last question here, is the polygon in number 9 regular? So by our definition, regular means all sides and angles are the same length. We don't know anything about the sides, but clearly this is not a regular polygon because the angles are not the same measure, or not all equal. All right, so thank you for taking the time to getting these notes done, and we will practice this material on our interior angle worksheet.